What direction?
We're back live. Welcome to
Back
another.
live. We've been missing.
Yeah, we've been missing in action. Needed a little. I call it, I guess, a break, but it really, I still been working every day, but just trying to really bring everything full circle, and because I don't want to just be doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know me, I'm about impact.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely big on making sure that what I'm doing is impactful, not just doing something because it feels good or it looks like it's good.
Right.
So that's
Right.
that's what I've been doing this last week and a half, getting that together and getting the business together and everything. But let's talk about you. What you been doing? You took a road trip.
I took a road trip. Oh my gosh. I
How
took
did
a road trip. Lots of very eventful. Very eventful. So I'm trucking down whatever that is, probably 183, trying to make my way out of Texas. That's what 10 hours or more just to get across to El Paso.
you
Oh, and this cute little deer goes sprinting across the highway. Yes, yes, a deer. It was so funny. It was funny, not funny, but I could see it was in a full out sprint coming across the highway. And I'm like, huh. I hear it hit. Kids mad. They like it knocked them off the seat of the thing. Like, what was that? And I'm like, it's a deer. You better be glad you still alive, boy. So I just knew it hit the door where I was, and so I'm like, okay, okay, it's going straight. Oh, we still going. Oh, I can still go the speed limit. I'm good. And then we do pull over, and it's dark, and it's so cute. When we pull over at the gas station, it's like two little deer across the street looking at us. Like, really?
like,
What y'all come for? You heard about your boy?
yeah,
Anyway.
yeah, you just did some damage to the family. You know what
Like, and so we look at the car and we don't see nothing on the car.
I'm saying?
Car
Okay.
looked just normal, right? And I'm like, we knew it hit. Now I'm not crazy. I have to say that a lot sometimes. But anyway, then when it got light and we stopped and we looked, evidently it would have made it if I was a little bit faster, I guess, because it hit at the back and bent up a little piece.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't see any blood. Maybe he's alive. I don't know.
Well,
We kept going, then go back and check for the deer.
the most important thing y'all were.
Yeah, we went on to Arizona, and let's see, you made the long little trip through. It's just so much to get out of Texas, and it
Yeah.
was funny. It was like I'm driving, my son is asleep, and there's this big long, lots of little red lights, right? And I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, well, whatever it is, I'm going through it. I started to wake him up, like, look at all these red lights. And I think it was from the wind things that they generate
Oh, yeah.
electricity
Yeah.
down there. And so, yeah, that was tripped out. Um, we made it in. I visited with my cousin. I grew up with 5, then it became 6 cousins, all girls. And then the family had 2 adopted boys. And so these are the cousins that I wanted to see that I hardly ever get to see. And so we pulled in the first spot, and I hung out with my cousin, and the kids played like they known each other forever, that good old stuff.
Yeah.
And then we went to our Airbnb, and this was my first Airbnb.
Okay. Okay. I see.
And it was so nice. It was really nice. Everybody had their space, and I'm like, yes. The grandkids, they went in this one room, and they was like, oh yeah, so they happy. The granddaughter, 15, she could look at this nice little room she had with a TV on the wall and a plug for the cell phone. She Gucci, she good for the rest of the
Yeah.
trip.
She don't need nothing else.
Yeah, and then we had the little swimming pool, and before I know it, they out there in the pool and just having a ball. And then the next day, I saw one of the cousins, and the next day, the other 4 came. It's only one I didn't get to see. The other 4 came to the room and to the Airbnb
Yeah. Yeah.
and visited with us, and It was really nice because these are cousins like my son had never met, but we grew up together right next door, you know.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Then the next day, the cousin that I talk to a lot and see more often when I go to Phoenix, when I go to Arizona, she barbecued for us. And so we went to her house and visited with her most of the day. And her niece, my little cousin, came with her husband and we visited. And another little cousin that didn't make it with the other ones, he came and stayed like the whole time. Everybody had a good time.
Yeah.
Uh, and then now we're on our last evening and it's a wake up and we got to hit that road.
Yeah.
So we hit the road. We went to the Grand Canyon.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask you. I know that was supposed to
Yeah.
be one of the
We
stop.
didn't do we didn't do Hoover Dam. I'm tired. We was out. So anyway, we didn't do the Hoover Dam, but we did the Grand Canyon, and it's still grand. But after going to Kemet and visiting the temples and the Merku and all of that, yeah, nah,
For sure.
that's cute, but nah, it cannot even compare to
Yeah.
leaving the legacy, to leaving the history, to leaving the spirituality, to leaving. That's when I went to Kemet. You know, they I don't know if I cupping. You know what cupping is?
Cupping. No.
Yeah. So like if you're having like back pain or aches or something, this one guy, Michael Phelps or something, he's a swimmer.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
would have this cupping done.
Oh,
That
that suction stuff that be on them
yes.
spots and stuff on your back.
Yes.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
see
I didn't
that
know.
you see it
Yeah.
and on the writings in the I have to call them tombs, but you see them in the temples, you see the medical, and you like, what? Yeah. So anyway, the Grand Canyon was the Grand Canyon, but seeing it the second time and after Kemet, it wasn't that much to me.
Yeah.
The kids liked it, and you know, it was okay. It was okay. And then I don't know, my son says, and I get and him and then some of the cousins they kind of mentioned or said something about somebody. No, it was another lady that's from here. And they was like, the Africa is on the other side of the Grand Canyon. That's why they won't let you walk through it. Because you're gonna get to Africa on the other side. I'm like, oh, okay. I hadn't heard any of that yet. But so we did that and came on up through Albuquerque. And so we spent the evening in Albuquerque, had breakfast, and made that long trip back. And we got back last night. So I'm tripping. I'm like, Tony, I seen you last Wednesday. This Wednesday, I done been to Arizona and all them places and back.
Made a little trip back. Hey, that's why there ain't nothing to it but to do it. We, you know what I'm saying? Anything we want to do, all we got to do is just do it. You know?
Just do it. That is so true. That is so true. And yeah, that's what I'm on now. Like, Rhonda, you got to stop talking about it and be about it. And it seems funny, like, because I think people think that I'm about it, but I'm like, I'm not about half of what I want to be about. I got some work to do.
You say I am, but I got to jump over that hurdle. Got to get my mind ready because you about it there. You just over it. It's like yeah, I heard you, but
yeah, I have to manage distractions. I think, time I don't know, and then it seems like, time management. Oh, you should be able to handle that. Time management could be cool, but you got to manage the distractions. You have to have, I think, like some real life order to this thing.
Yeah.
Not just
definitely do.
When you think about that willingness to be up half the night and get up early, if that's not you. I need my 8 hours. And if I get 10, I'm good. I'm even better. Yeah. And, for people who run on 2 to 3 to 4, cool. But to try to put somebody that's not the mode, and you put them in that mode, I don't know how that's going to work. So I got to figure out, or I have to be about figuring out how to do everything I want to do with the time that I've been given. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to get her done. I'm going to make sure it happens.
Yeah, because it don't matter. It's people that only sleep 2 or 3 hours and still don't get nothing done. So
and they may not. Okay.
Yeah, so you can sleep 8 hours, 8-10 hours. Well, me, I'm not going to sleep that long. But I know people that do sleep that much, and they're going to make sure they get at least 8. But they're so productive in the other 16, it doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What they do in that 16, most people don't do in in their lifetime sometimes. Like,
Wow.
you know, like some people just the moves and the way that they handle themselves. So that's what I have got better. I have to get better at, because I'm just like, you know, me, the opposite. I'm just shoot from the hip. I'm about it.
Yeah.
But I need to do more systemizing and strategizing, and it's cool to be like, okay, we're gonna just do it, but have a system that can back me up when
there you go. I think that's what I'm looking for too. Or and with even developing a system, it takes time to come out of where you are to create the system. So as if I'm still on the little monster, the little hamster wheel, when am I making the system? I really got to jump off of the hamster wheel.
You have to force yourself
to create the system.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's I think that's number one goal. I have a lot. I'm on the hamster wheel. But
and I've been on it too.
Not as effective.
Say, oh, you're doing great things, but I've been on a hamster wheel in myself, and one thing I have to tell myself is what I've been doing last week. I have to really accomplish what I want to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be better than what I'm doing. And some people gonna say that's crazy, but what it is, I do a lot in the time that I do stuff, but I waste a lot of time and I don't execute the way I should. If I really want that level of life. Now, if I don't, on the way I operate, I'm good. I'll be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If I really want what I say I want, I have to raise it up. You know, so that's something I've been working on this last week or so, making sure that I'm really going after what I say I'm going after instead of just looking like it.
So that's what,
You know what I'm saying? Feeling like it, or just I feel good about myself, but when you look at the tangible things, am I really
tangibles?
Yeah, am I really?
Yeah.
What's the results of what I'm doing? Or do I just feel good, or do I really see the impact and the results of everything that I say I'm here to do?
Yeah. And so, and for me, I think it's even more specifically, a lot of other things are getting in the way, but I know that I am my giving voice to, and I'm saying, I am Harriet. I'm here to set my people free. I need to get this information to my people. I need my people to know what's out there and how they can get some relief from whatever's going on. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm saying, Rhonda, you are saying that, but you are sabotaging yourself by the things that you are not making happen, which would include time management, which would include stop being funny about picking up the phone. You can't say you care and you don't picking up that phone and reaching out to somebody every day. Stop it. Get real. Like I want to just slap myself and go, or either stop saying that. I got a choice.
One or the other, yeah.
I got a choice. Stop saying it. Go ahead and say, this is what I do, and when it come, it come. But I can't say I do it for my people if I'm not doing it like I'm doing it for my people. And if it's not effective, then I'm not. I'm just not being truthful. And I'm a Taurus, and we're not really into that not being truthful stuff. We're just not, that's not what we do. So that's what I said. We did summer camp. I did a summer trip, and now I really gotta, get this on the schedule. Do what you know you need to do the way you need to do it. No guarantee results, but if I know I'm slacking, I'm slacking. And maybe that's what you were saying. Yeah, I'm doing all of these things, but there's things that I know that I could be doing, or I need to find a way to do, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
for the impact.
Either that, or what I'm doing, is it really what I should be doing for the impact? Am I doing it the right way? Because you can be doing something and doing it the wrong way, and just need to adjust the way you're doing it, and then it'll be on the right track. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff, we're doing it, and we're doing it from the heart, and we're doing it for a good cause and all that. But are we really doing it the right way?
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you said it, so the right way.
Yeah.
I'm saying it, and I'm
effective way. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the best results. Is that the most?
There we go.
Best results. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's where I'm at, and I will crack the code. I will crack the code. It will get done. It's gonna get done. And it's not that I'm not working on it. Then I go back to that wanting it now versus wanting versus understanding it's a process.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to skip the process.
No, I believe you. I'm with you on that. I wish I could.
Yeah, I want to know it now and do it well and have it boom.
Yeah.
But that's really not how.
Nah, that's
we
how
doing something
all
new.
All we can do is control what we can control.
Yeah.
And just let it take its course, you know. And
Yeah.
that's why I always talk about being patient but in a rush. At the same time, every day I'm patient but in a rush. So the patience is just the rush part. Every day I got to make sure I'm doing something right. I gotta get on the system. I got to make sure, like you say, time management. What am I doing with the minutes and the hours that I do got every day? Am I doing effective stuff with that? That's the in the rush side, making sure I'm doing something every day continuously. But the patient side, to know whatever I'm doing every day is still gonna take time to form out. You know,
right? So, okay, I get it.
So we're only in a rush because we're not in a rush that we're trying to get to that goal immediately, which we wish we could, but in a rush that knowing that if I take 3-4 days off, I just set myself back further. If I do all this an hour worth of work in 16 hours, I just wasted a day. You know, like I could have really did something more effective. Even if it's not working, sometimes more effective is just sitting back and just thinking and analyzing and organizing. And you know what I'm saying? That's a strategy too. Because that's what I did this past week. The way I sat back and read a couple books, had a few meetings to really realize that, okay, I'm doing some good stuff. And it got
absolutely
to potential to be super great. But the ways that I'm doing some of it won't get me to that greatness. And that's just me having to realize that, no, you're doing good. You know, it's okay. You're doing good. You're trying something. You're learning on the job, but doing it that way is not going to get you there. So, okay, so what do we do to get there? And so that's what I've been in the last week and a half. And it's been great. It's been great. It's been great.
Yeah.
It's been great. Yeah. You know, so, and then that's why I like to be around people that make you think, but make you raise the bar. Because if everybody telling you great all the time, you don't really have that time to. I need somebody to tell me you cool, but you say you.
No, what's your color? Let me see.
You say you want this, you got to go harder. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes. No, just sometimes you just need somebody to stay on you, and I stay on myself hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm on myself hard, but you just need that sometime to be like, hey, you can go harder. Like,
yeah.
You know? So that's where I've been in the last week, and that's what I've been doing. I think it's gonna show real soon.
Awesome. Well, that's what I figured you were doing.
Yeah. I got people inboxing me like, you ain't even been on Facebook that much. I'm like, I took some days off from that.
That's what I thought you were doing.
Yeah, and I was just like reflecting on everything. Had a few meetings with some guys. And just really thinking about the next level of this. Like, this is cool. This is great. This is the beginning. So I'm not in a rush to get to the top, but I'm in a rush to get a system that's gonna put me in position to get to the top. That's what I'm in a rush for.
Okay.
The system and the organization. Being organized and systemized and having a house of resources where it can open without me. If it only opens if I'm there, it's not really a community institution.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right
now, I get you.
Yeah, right now it's only open if I'm there. It don't have a system. It don't have a team. It don't run on its own. So that's what
part of the process.
Yeah. And that's what I mean about, I know all this, but the way I was doing it, was I really getting to that point in the timely manner? I wasn't. And I had to just be real with myself. I knew all this stuff. I know I need a team. I know I need this. I know I need that. But the way I was running it without the system, it's no use to freezing. There's no use to putting the team together if I don't have a system for it. It's freezing.
Yeah. We'll see if it stops, but it kept on. Yeah, I don't know what you can do, but so that's probably a system.
Yeah, the system, because if I put a team together, but there's no organization, no system, no objectives to what we're doing, we just a bunch of wild west people just shooting from the hip. Because I'm the entrepreneur that jumps out the window with that, so that wouldn't be effective for the mission that I want to tackle, So that's
and I would say, because we don't have if I just had one thing, one, you know, whatever it is, if I just had youth backyard garden, if I just had grandkids, if I just had adult parenting, you know, if I just had marriage and happily ever, if I just had one focus, but I want it all. Because all of it is a part of what fulfills me as a person. I want to help my people. I don't want to be a person that was here, saw the devastation, looked away, and did everything else but. So then I have to say, I want to be that grandmother. Like the trip, that was that grandmother. That grandmother took her 3 grandchildren to Arizona. We stayed in an Airbnb. We went to the Grand Canyon. We spent the night in Albuquerque. You hear me? I want to be that grandmother.
They're gonna remember that for the rest of their life.
That's the grandmother I want to be, right? And I want that organization, that youth empowerment program. I want that business with WFG and life insurance and all the different things you can do with life insurance and setting people free. I am Harriet, and I need to not say I am Harriet if I'm not ready to grab some people by the collar and make them do the right thing for their families. Yeah. For those that, you know, are here now, if you can get out of debt now, you can get out of debt now. What are we waiting for? Come on, let's quit playing. But I can't. If you don't know, then I can't. But if it's my job to let you know, and I am Harriet, I'm gonna have to come a little more out of the spirit of Rhonda K into the spirit of Harriet. But you know what I'm saying? I just know that if that's my mission, if that's who I am and that's what I want, I can do all of these things, but I have to change some things about the way I'm going about it. And I do, and I need a system. I need it to be, you know, I need it to run smoothly. And right now I'm learning all of the pieces and the parts. And I'll get it. And I'm getting it. Yeah. And I'm gonna get it done. Because which one am I really willing to sacrifice? I really want it all. I want it all. No. And who says I can't have it? I can have it. I'm willing to do what's needed, correct?
Yeah. You gotta are you willing to do? All of us can be whatever we want to be. The difference is between the people that do achieve it and don't. That you wasn't committed to doing what it took.
Right.
You know, right. What I want, I started with a lot of people 15 plus years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them told me straight up, nah, man, I'm gonna go get me a job. And that's what they've been doing ever since. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't want to do what I did for the last 15 years, they wasn't willing to do. Like, I don't look at it as no different. I paid my bills. I survived. I did all the stuff y'all did. I just did it my way, doing it my way. So that's just a different mindset. Not saying one way is wrong or right, you know, not saying that, but it's just, are we really gonna get to that level where we do all this great stuff? Then, like I had one guy tell me, say, man, I salute you because you're doing everything you told me you was gonna do 20 years ago. But 20 years ago, I was crazy for saying I was going to do this. And I'm far from where I want to be. But that's what it took. It took me 20 years of what I did the last 20 years just to get in a position where, okay, now you can go to that level. See, a lot of people didn't want to do that. They want to be rich in 5 years, or they want to be straight in 5 years. But you ain't even like that on the job. How you going to ask that from life when you go to a job and give it 30, 40 years and end up needing to get another job after you retire? You got 2 you know, you work 40 years just to retire and then go find you another part-time job. But instead of working 20 or so, doing it your way, building your system where it can set generations of your family up.
Right.
Doesn't guarantee that I was going to be able to get in that position, but I figured, okay, you got your 401k, okay. Like right now, I'm 40 years old. I got properties, I got stocks, I got different stuff. So that's my 401k. So even though I haven't worked in that job system and built up a 401k, and most people ain't even got that much in that, but the ones that do got 100,000 or whatever, you work 20, 30 years for that. I already got that, and just and stuff that I just invested into. So
Mm-hmm.
my 401k doing it my way is already the same as if I would have worked 30, 40 years at a company, you know?
Yeah.
So that's my backup, even if it didn't go to the point that I really want to go to in life.
Mm-hmm.
So like I say, it's just a mindset. And that's why tonight what we talk about falls right to what I thought about, because today is the fourth.
Do we
Is Day Independence
do
Day.
we really want it? Do we really want it?
We really want it. Today is day. Well, I ain't gonna say Day Independence Day because it's a lot of us celebrating like it's ours too.
Yeah.
But one thing I had did over the last years when I first started getting into this conscious way of thinking, I used to make all the posts for fourth ain't my, all that stuff. Like I see some of my partners doing it today, stuff with the flag and all that type of stuff. And that's cool. I mean, I ain't mad at it. If you do it, you do it. But I started realizing that, wow, what is that energy for? Like it's a lot of us, and I think it goes back to like what I was telling you last week about when we say we black and we proud and ain't nobody over us and this and that. And it feels good to feel like that. It feels good to say that, but do our life show that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I want people to understand. Like, and that's why I say, do we really want freedom? Because a lot of people say they want freedom. A lot of people go protest when the police kill somebody. A lot of people will say, forget this. A lot of people will share memes on Facebook. And tomorrow they'll be right back in the system, working, operating, blowing their money, just living life the same way. So do you really want freedom? You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't got life insurance, but you got all the Pearl Jordans, do you really want freedom? If you can go to the mall and ball out, but you ain't investing and you ain't got this and that, do you really want freedom? If you got a job, okay, that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with a job. Or are you doing something outside of that job that can help your family really go to another level? Do you really want freedom? So do you really want freedom is a thing that whatever you're doing is not saying that it's not good, but it's not good enough for what we really say we want.
Mm-hmm.
That's the question we got to ask ourselves. That's the question I asked myself. That's why I just admitted that if the freedom I say I want, I got to go harder and do a lot of things different and really step my game up if I really want that type of freedom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what I'm kind of looking at is the levels of freedom. How much freedom do you want? And what you gonna do with the freedom when you get it?
Yeah.
See, right now, maybe we have too much freedom in certain areas. See, we have the freedom before. I'm thinking before we didn't. When I was having a discussion about Tulsa. Tulsa could be created because we were locked out. We weren't free to shop wherever we wanted to shop. So we shopped where we had to, which with each other, which created, made us stronger. Then what were we asking freedom for? So what do we have freedom for? What is it for? What is this freedom for? Now, if we can answer the questions like right now, I would answer the question. The freedom I want is freedom for my family and my people to have different opportunities than they have right now. I want freedom for them to be able to make a mistake like any other group and be treated the same in the system that we live under. Or I want the freedom for creating another system where we're no longer subject to this system that is different for us. That is and unquestionably different for us. Too many examples of how it's different for us. So what do we want freedom? What kind of freedom? What levels of, right now we're free to go to work. We're free, we get our check and we have the freedom to do with our checks as we please.
Yeah.
What are we doing with that freedom? Do we understand that freedom constitutes the future of our children, how we handle our economics and our money right now?
Yeah.
Is directly tied to the freedom we have now. If we don't have the level of freedom that we want, do we really want freedom if we're not going to do what it takes to get to the next level?
Yeah.
So, do we really want freedom? And what do we want freedom for? What do we want freedom from? What do we want? What do we want? What do you want? What do you really want? And I just want to live it. I want to live at peace in my own skin, and able to orchestrate the world without all of the barriers. I mean, that's just from my experience. And then we'll go ahead, without the impact of the system. Can I allow white supremacy? It is a system that is in place. White supremacy is a system in place. White people are not supreme. They do and did put the system in place. I'm waiting for the next person to knock them off of the little block, so we can have a more just society than what we have right now. So so like you said, I've been working with it, and I think that's valuable to just be able to work with. Well, why Zoe says be able to give an answer. And so I know why I don't like using the term white supremacy, because I don't think they supreme. Yeah. Tony says, and if I listen, bridging the gap, Tony like, okay, I don't care what you think. You know that you can't do this and you can't do that. And why can't you do that? Because you don't have the power and control that they have, and that's what a system is. It is a system of white supremacy. So we are under. It's true enough, if we get down to the question now, Tony, maybe like you said, even with you, there's some things that we do because we're in this system. You can be totally rebellious like me and say, nah, I don't want nothing. I want to do it on my own. I want to do it by myself. I don't want nothing from nobody because I don't want anybody to tell me what to do. I want to be able to talk the way I want to talk. I want to be able to look the way I look. I want to be able to do, right? That's a level of freedom, but it costs you something.
Oh, yeah.
You have to make them duckies yourself. You have to create. You have to do everything yourself. And then when it really comes down to it, it's, oh my gosh, we got to do better. That's all I can say. We got to do better with owning, producing, and controlling, and having a level of power that will allow us as a people.
Yeah. And that's why I say, do we really want freedom? Because we're doing some great things, right? And like, it's a lot of people doing their thing, but are we doing it the right way for power?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what we're going towards.
And that's why it feels good to say, oh, I got my storefront, I got this, I got that. This we got the most graduates from college since ever. Like they say, well, women's the highest, black women the highest graduates. College. Okay, yeah, the most graduates or whatever from college. Okay, that's cool. Not knocking that. But what is that getting us as a people? Since we got more millionaires, we got more billionaires, we got more college degrees, we got more of everything. And the people, our ancestors fresh out of slavery, own more land, had more businesses, and have more structure than us without none of the stuff that we got now.
Yes.
So that lets you know we got a lot of good things, but do we have them and we're using them the most effective way to really get power? We using the most effective way to satisfy us individually.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like we're more ballers. We got this person over here shining, this person over here shining. They doing so it all looks better. But when you look at it as a people, we're in a worse position than we was when our ancestors came fresh out of slavery. They had more organization and more structure. And you know why? Because they had more togetherness. They understood, like you said, they didn't have the freedom to just go blow their money on this or go blow their money on that. They had to build a Negro League. They had to build all these things. And then when they start seeing all these industries, they were like, I shared that the other day, how to sell to a Negro. They were like, hold on, it's a lot of money with those folks. Y'all don't like them, but they got all the money. And one thing about this system, it's about money. So that even if they don't like you, they'll deal with you all day as long as you bring them money, And that's what we don't understand. We don't understand that part. We just feel like we're doing better because we individually feel like we're doing better, but we're really doing worse. And I guess that's just the way you think. That's just, some people think individually. I don't. I can't think no matter how good I'm doing. I look at it like this: if I'm the better I'm doing, I should be able to see that in my community. So if I talk to people that's quote unquote millionaire or this and that, okay.
Hey, Gee, what's up?
Yeah, but yeah, you see what I'm saying? You should be doing better for your community.
Okay. Okay, I think that was a booty dial. I don't think he called me for real. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking at the question now and I get it. Do we
Yeah,
really want freedom?
do
That
we
was a trick bag. Oh man.
because we get in position to really control stuff and we still not doing it. I mean, I follow groups that's doing some amazing things around this country.
Mm-hmm.
But we so disconnected collectively that you can't see it, or the ones that don't see it ignore it. You know, I see more of the who messed up and who went to jail and who got a baby. That's promoted on more sites than who just bought up these apartment buildings, who just doing this. This person just became, like, because that's the news. We don't own our own news. Well, we do now on a YouTube-ish level, but we don't on a national level. We got our own media, and that I'm fine with that because that's all I haven't watched TV. All I know is the media that I follow.
Right?
So that's cool too. But once again, that's me individually. How is that affecting us as a whole?
Mm-hmm.
So and that's the part I'll be thinking. We got to get more effective with the good things that we're doing to change mindset, narrative, and the process of the way we operate as a community.
Yeah.
Just like, even as I was talking to them judges and stuff, like, our people, the things that I've seen in front of me, the cases and all that, most of that is generational. Most of that is the kid that come from the mama and daddy that went to prison and the grandma that did it. Like a lot of those cases they showing me, they generational.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's something we got to attack as a community. How do we break that generation of going to jail? And then what you look at, that person right there that's locked up, he got a baby right now on the way.
Yeah.
It's like over and over and over again. And when do we as a community figure out how to slow it down at the very least? At the
very least. I agree. At the very least, what do we do? So I guess at that point, but at least sometimes seems so little.
Yeah.
It seems so little.
Yeah.
But we have to do it.
Yeah, we have to do it.
We have to do it. And I'm going to say this, probably our least seems little today, but the impact may not be seen too much later. And it could be much greater than we ever even imagined.
Oh no, for sure.
So that's cool.
Yeah, and you got to start with the young, and you're not going to see it for years. I had a veteran tell me the reason why the government is so big on when they go invade places and stuff. They so big on feeding and getting cool, not so much with the daddies and the uncles, because that's who they fighting against, right? Mm-hmm. They trying to get into those villages and get cool with the mothers and the kids, because they're thinking generational. Your dad and your uncle already want to kill me. We fighting them right now. But if I feed you and I help you out right now, in 10 years, you're not going to have the same anger for America that your daddy and them got.
Yeah.
So we got to have that same, like, it might look little now, but if we can train up 100 kids right now, you might you're gonna see a different in the next 5 years. That's 100 kids that went a whole different way. That's more powerful. That's more mind strong. That's more focused on business, focused on community. There's more that wouldn't have been there.
Right.
So if that's one organization do 100, and then you team up with another organization that did 100, and you team up with another organization. Now we get into the tens of thousands, the hundreds of thousands. So that's what I'm saying. We're doing a lot of great things, but as we had said in a meeting, we're doing it all in our individual corners. We're not doing it together. Mm-hmm. We'll have events where it's 5 different events that's similar all in the same day, instead of coming together and having that one big event together.
Yeah.
That's more impactful and something more visible to the whole community.
Mm-hmm.
So we just got to think different about, we're doing great things, but is it another way that we can be more effective for the impact that we want to see? And like I say, this is something I call myself out on. So this ain't me talking about nobody else's organization. This is what I'm talking about internally.
Right. No, I get it. Yeah. I get it. And I like, that concept, maybe I don't have 100, but if I got 10 to add to the 100, that's still 110 instead of flat 100.
And that's what I always tell people, like, we do what you can do that makes you comfortable. Because you're gonna burn out or something, because like this is a marathon, and that's how a lot of us the first day I posted the House of Resources, excitement, right? This and that and this. That same excitement is not around.
Wow.
But it should be around, because now we actually implementing and we actually doing camps and we actually doing stuff. So it should be more excitement than it was when I first got the building.
Yes.
Because that's what we are.
But what is the psychology behind that? And then how do you, okay, we say it's a mindset. So I believe that the culture, understanding our culture, our history, our past, you know, that's going to allow to draw us better when we draw from the strength of the past, when we have a culture, not the culture that's been created for us. You know, we don't even know, we don't, do we or don't we? I can't figure out, do we have a culture?
Yeah.
Do we? And where is it? And where? So maybe we do have to Sankofa. We got to go back and get it in order to move forward. So we see that all of the ways in which we're disconnected, all of the information that's been hidden from us, okay? All of the knowledge that continues to be hidden from us, the games that we play with one another, because, you know, this little chessboard, and, you know, we got the Willie Lynch letter over here. We got this system, you know, we got the educational system. You know, it broke my heart. I had my grandson, we traveling, and he say, I can't get comfortable. I said, boy, you look around, you smart. Look around and you figure out how to get comfortable. There's plenty of space back there. You figure it out. I said, you're a smart boy. He said, I'm not smart. Oh, that hurt me to my core. Why? Why would you say that?
Yeah.
It's cool, because now I know that I got to pump that in you. But I also know the things that we just know, that when we drop them at the door of the school, that their psyche, that they're going, you know, it's not like we've taken them somewhere different than where we went.
Yeah.
Same system, same structure, everything in place, and they fighting to keep it that way.
Yeah.
They don't want any change. They don't. Like, this is how we run the country.
Yeah.
And this school is to prepare them for to do their part wherever it is, top or bottom. We got them covered. But we know that.
Yeah, I ain't mad at them. It's us. Like, why do you send them like that? Why are they not more prepared mentally to know what they
when they get in there?
I know some you just got to send your kids to school. I'm not here to talk about that today. We'll talk about that another day. But even if you got to send your kids to public school, why are they not mentally prepared for what they about to walk into?
They got to be.
You know it's bullying. You know it's teachers that's not going to like them because they black. You know that you know a lot of the stuff because you went through it personally. Why are you not preparing your babies for that?
Right. And so then, did people experience America? Did a lot of us experience America different than we did?
Nah. We all experience the same. A lot of us just tapped out and don't want to fight against it, and it's just too much. Like I know older men that actually walked into white only was around when there's white only bathrooms, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And they terrified of the way I am. I'm like, you ought to be times 10. If I would experience that, I don't know how I would be right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then I have to realize that a lot of that made the Black Panthers made people stronger, but a lot of that made a lot of black men weaker and scary. And they just tapped out. And that's why we get to the back and forth with the preachers and these people that kind of like keeping the same thing going and scared to fight against the system, because they part of the people that just tapped out and just said, leave all that alone. Quit starting stuff.
No.
Quit doing this. Quit doing that. Like calm down, be humble, all that type of stuff. So that's what we got to fight about. And that's why I wanted, when I did this show, I was thinking about that, because I know personally I go through that. I love my black old people. It's a lot of black old people I don't want nothing to do with.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm terrified of I don't even want that mindset on me. I don't even want it to seep into me. I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear the scariness of just don't want to fight back. I don't even want to hear that, and I respect you, but I'm just going to stay away from you, So that's been my frustration. And I know that's a lot of people's frustration, because I'm frustrated with the people that I love, the people that I should just fully respect. And it's like, but y'all y'all cowards. Y'all didn't do nothing. And then y'all fussing at the younger people, but you did nothing your whole 60, 70, 80 years of life. You built nothing for us, but you telling us to just mind them and be quiet and stay in our place. Our place can't be a powerful position. Why? What's crazy about me wanting to have the same power as them?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What's crazy about me wanting to own my own city? What's crazy about me wanting to run my own water plant? Why is that so crazy? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the back and forth that we get. And I go through that with some homeboy. They call me, "Oh, you old Malcolm X today," or this and that. We jokingly, but it'd be serious conversations inside the little jokes. You know, I'm like, what made y'all tap out? Why y'all not really?
They genuinely believe that they believed in something that just wasn't going to happen, but they believed that it could. They believed that, we can walk hand in hand.
Yeah.
They believe that the current.
I got one that tell me they still. I guess JFK gave every black kid some draws or something one year. I don't know. They still. I'm talking about no. Seriously,
they really did.
They still brag about that. Seriously, I don't have no clue about it.
Draws. Okay. Yes, they need what you.
But these are conversations like they good, man. I remember the year they gave us draws and socks and this, huh? That's the reparations you want or something? Like, what are you talking about? Like, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I realized I'm not mad at them. I realized that they just tapped out. They don't have no fight in them. They don't care about that. The stuff I'm talking about is nonsense and crazy. And they happy for their $1,200, $1,300 that the government give them monthly. And a lot of them are 70 years old or 65, 70. And about 5 of them live with their parents. That's about 90. Like they live. You know what I'm saying? Like, life has tore them down. They went to the army. They did the military stuff. They had the wife. They went to the drugs. They lost the wife. They lost the house. And then they getting their $1,200 at home with mom as she's dying, and they getting older as alcoholics or druggies or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
And that's okay. So I was thinking, you helped me get back to that thought. So my thought had went to the almost to the opposite side of saying that our ancestors would look at where we are now and materialistically maybe say, well, look, they doing pretty good.
They could, or they could say we doing bad.
Yeah, they could. So like I'm saying, now you laid out there. So if they look at your scenario, the scenario you're saying,
got you,
which is one is too many as a collective, right? To have anybody that's given up, anybody who's accepted less, our condition, I see our condition. That's what I was saying before. Well, did they not go through the same school system I went through? What am I missing? Because it created me. Then on the other side, you got lots that have more than maybe they would have ever thought we've had. We get to be we get to be vice president, we get to be president, but we know that's kind of like a little it ain't really it's kind of but not really but you know what I'm saying? Where
I used to count that. I just stopped counting that.
Yeah.
Because once again, that's something individually, but what do we got to show for it as a group?
See, normally we latch on. And so they depend on us to latch on, to be satisfied where we are as long as one of us makes it. Yeah. So the opposite of crabs in a barrel. So we're going to stop anybody from making it. But boy, that one that makes it, we take credit to. Yeah. If they there, we there, even though we not there.
Yeah.
So we don't really look at maybe our situation as being able to change it, but we sure happy for the ones that made it to whatever degree that society or we can claim hold to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is so what, I don't know. I look at House of Resources and I see the opportunity for the work that needs to be done. the opportunities that need to be made. We need a place, and we need a place, Tony. We needed the House of Resources. Now, when I say we need the House of Resources, I'm thinking in my mind, well, this is what I need from the House of Resources. Somebody else may have a different need and a different need. I need a safe space. I need a place where I can put my Black books and I can hang out with Black people, and we can talk about Black history. We can talk about spirituality. We can talk about whatever Black we want to.
Whatever we want to. No.
What you said. Okay.
No, you don't have to ask permission to get make sure.
That's what I see in the house. That's what the House of Resources represent for me. And I would say there's a lot of people that I don't know if they want to see what, that's what I need from the House of Resources. My safe space, our opportunity to feed into the children what we need to protect them. If parents won't do it, send them to us, and we'll let them know how to orchestrate in that school building with whoever says this or that. You already went in there talking about I'm a boss, I'm a believe, I can keep all of the affirmations and whatever it is that we allow them to know of their culture, of who we are and how we got to where we are. We're some strong people. We're the survivors. It's how you feed them. And then you send them in there, and then they have some backup. That's not going to do any good. I remember when I started working at Cove, this one coach was doing horrible things, saying horrible things to Black children, young Black men, right? And I'm like, oh, I got to help. But I'm in this AP slot, right? So I can't jump out there a certain way. Your first 3 years when you change positions, they cannot give you a contract that you get 1 year contract. To get that second year contract, them first 3 years, they can just say, we don't want you. Okay. So you're not rocking any boats. You're going to make the impact, but it's going to be way under the radar and that's what it is, right? That's that system that system we talking about that I don't like using the term, but it's a system. So anyway, this coach, horrific. I don't know if he called the boy stupid. He did something just horrible. And I'm like, oh crap, here I go. I got to do something, right? So I slide the phone number. To the parent or to a friend who is an advocate, right? And I'm like, I need you to talk to them so we can get this thing settled, right? The parents allowed for help once. Come in, help, back them up a little bit, right? Then the parents, after that happened, whatever pressure came from wherever and whatever, that parent would no longer deal with the advocate, and that child had to suffer. You left.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. So anyway, the child had to suffer the rest of the years, and suffer they did. I was there, so I was able to intervene when I could intervene, but you know what? I couldn't be with the athletes. I couldn't stop this person. I couldn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm there though, tell me what and help process through. And so I hate for kids to feel hopeless. This same coach, was it the year he moved from the campus I was on up to the high school? And they had particular kids they would have particular attacks on. And the parents would not believe you. They would not believe. I'm supposed to be lying. What I'm lying for? What good it's going to do me to lie? They're my babies. What are you doing? And so he went up to the high school. And young man goes up there along. I'm no longer around now, right? I can't help this young man process through, what's going on, what's happening with you, why they don't like you, because you're this, you're that, you're too smart, you're this. They really don't like you, dude. And these are adults I'm talking about. He had a hard time with the kids because he was kind of advanced, and he they just too slow. They need to come on, get with it, or whatever. But he ended up, he took his life. Something happened at that high school. I no longer have my hands on them where I can see and back people up off of folks, right? When they mistreating people. You go up to the high school, and what they did, I don't know if they ever put another black person. It was a black AP at the high school. They moved her to the middle school. They moved me to the elementary school. Now the baby is there. I don't know who in this high school got any kind of consciousness that our babies need looking out for. They need to be taught how to orchestrate these waters. And that man left the district that year. And I know, nobody had to tell me, you had something to do with that. You kept harassing and mistreating that young man. And there was nobody there to stop you. And the parents had pretty much just left him to the, like they trusted that school district so much. And I'm like, you just don't get it.
It ain't even that they trust it, they just don't care.
Oh.
Parents like that, they don't care. And it's a lot, and that's what we have to realize. It's a lot of parents that don't care. I know it sounds crazy and it
don't sound real.
Yeah, but it's very real, like.
And I have trouble with real.
I've seen it coming up. I mean,
no.
Even though I was a runaway, I didn't experience it from my mom to that effect. I could say it in a certain way because just just the way our relationship was. I could say she didn't care in certain ways, but it wasn't like she didn't care about how I ended up or nothing like that. It's parents that just don't care. And the push out, my last trap in my book is how parents raising thugs. There's a lot of parents that just don't care.
Wow.
And that's just the reality of it. It sounds crazy. They just don't. They kick you out. They don't care if you die, go to jail. You're a burden to them. And that's something that we never really talk about, but that's something it's a reason why we have young
trauma
or young pregnancy trauma.
It is
these girls that get things happen bad to them. Why? Because they run away from that, and who they run to? A guy that's gonna treat them any kind of way he wants to, because you ain't got nowhere to go. Where you got? You on the run. You ain't got no money. Like I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna feed you, but you gonna listen to what I say, and you gonna live the way I like. I done seen women put in that position because they ain't got nowhere else to go.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So that's part of the culture.
So do we? Yeah, and so that's the culture that we get. That's the counterculture. That's not our culture. It's not.
No, that's the reality of our culture in present day, not our culture overall and how it should be.
Yeah, but no, it is a culture.
Yes,
it is a culture, but it is counterculture. That is not who we were, and I don't believe it's who we are. It's what we've lost, and we have to get back.
Yeah.
And so the road back.
Want it back though. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I want it.
We really want. Yeah, you want it, but I can take you to.
So I got to. So to get for me to get what I want. For me to get what I want, I have to develop the we.
We got to develop.
Because we have to want it.
We have to develop the system that develops the we. We can't do it individually. We can.
It's a system.
We can set up a system that will start affecting households where. You know what? I had this conversation the other day. In other cultures, I don't want to say which one, but it's a few different cultures where the kid can't even leave the house until you're 23 or you prove that you're ready for the world.
Yeah.
Like you have to prove that your credit right, and you got to prove that you can afford a house. You got to prove that before your parents will let you leave. And in our communities, I know parents that was ready for their kids to get out at 12, like done with you.
Wow. Like, so I would say I experienced a family like that. That the culture. So this is Wisconsin, Milwaukee. If you were a female, I can't say what they said, when the males had to leave, but with the females, you really didn't. You were expected to be at home until you could get out there and make it on your own. And it was foreign to me to hear it even said like that. You got them choices. You got 1, 2, and 3, and I'm like that's hurting us. That's really, really, really hurting us when we number one, allow kids to not benefit. I would hope there's some benefit in the educational system. We need to get the benefit out of it. We understand the detriment, but what is the benefit? You need that piece of paper. So when we figure out how we can benefit, if they have to go to a public school or whatever, however, we need them to be able to benefit through the different systems. I'm going to get this, but I'm going to get this for that.
Unless we build a system where they don't need that paper. That's an option.
Exactly. I like that.
Because the reason we need that paper, why? Because to get in their system, they require us to have one of these pieces of paper.
The system is for this, the paper is for their system. Yeah. So we need to create a system where they don't
need that paper.
They don't need the paper.
Like a Dr. Boyce, if you graduate from the Black Business School, to a corporate world, me having a certificate from the Black Business School means nothing. So how do we build a system where they certificates don't mean nothing to us?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Dr. Boyce can show you how to become a 6-7 figure investor, earner, strong mindset, all that. So I'd rather have that with a paper that you don't care about instead of having the paper I got now that says I got, what did it say? I'm a something in business. I got
we have to look at it.
Yeah, one of them degrees that say I got something in business, but all I look at it as a $30,000 debt I got because I have never made $1 with that business degree.
Mm-hmm.
Not $1.
No, I get it.
But it cost me 30. But what I've learned from the Dr. Boyces and these guys that society don't respect their paperwork. But I learned more that changed my life from them.
Right.
So we got to build a system where you got your little master's degree. That's cool. We
understand.
I'm part of the Black Business School, and we just made 8 figures this month. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
I get it.
We got that same prestige, but your paper don't mean nothing to us, just like our paper don't mean nothing to you. But we still good.
Right. No, it makes sense. It makes all the sense in the world.
So that's what I think we're gonna have to do a part 2 of this because it's already an hour and we already started late. And I don't want
my apologies. I was at the computer and start over here. I get distracted. I'm gonna work it out though. I'm gonna get it worked out.
I think we're gonna do a part 2 of this because this definitely could keep going. But
do we really want freedom?
Do we really want freedom? And that's something I'm asking myself. This is not a question that I'm asking
everybody else.
I'm asking myself there because am I doing what's most effective to get the freedom that I say I want?
Well, I
really want it.
That was a really good topic.
Yeah. So we'll stay on it. But end the night off. Give us some last words or thoughts or however you want to wrap it up.
Okay. All I want to say is that I really want freedom, and I'm going to continue to dig within myself, to develop myself, and to do the things that I know I need to do for us to be free. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to work with other people who see the same, who see things the likewise, that we want freedom. We know that if it's happening to one of us, it's happening to all of us. Yeah. So that's the type of freedom I want, not the freedom to do what Rhonda wants to do, but the freedom as a people to do what it is necessary for us to have the freedom that we define, that belongs to us, and that we have the power to maintain. So that's it. Do we really want freedom? I just want everybody ask yourself, do you really want freedom? And then if the answer is yes, come together, like-minded people, wherever they are, find them, and then do something, start something, build something. Get to work. Tony said.
About that, I got the neighbors out here. I guess they celebrate their independence. Got the fireworks going on.
Oh yeah, they all over here.
As we talk about independence, they celebrating theirs. So we got to get to the point where we can celebrate ours on a real systematic level. You know what I'm saying? We're quote unquote free, but are we really? So, So that's a whole nother topic.
But, it is. It's lots of topics.
Lots of topics. But I'm glad that we got this in tonight. Glad that you made it back safe from your trip.
I did.
And I'll be talking to you tomorrow and letting you know about some plans that I don't want to talk about on social media yet.
Awesomeness. All right. Thank you, Tony.
Have a great night. See you tomorrow.
You too. Bye-bye.